Hey, what's going on? It's Decide New 257. So I want to, talk a little bit about the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. And it sounds weird and might sound crazy, but the best thing that ever happened the best thing that ever happened to me in my life was hitting rock bottom and coming to the realization that I was unhappy, coming to the realization that the life that I was living wasn't the life that I wanted to live, coming to the realization that what was in front of me was bleak and dark and just an ugly future if I didn't go ahead and make some adjustments and make some changes. I think a lot of people, and as I learn from my experiences and I listen, and I watch more motivation, so many stories are just like mine. These individuals made the biggest changes in their lives when they were faced with absolutely the worst predicament that they could possibly be in, the worst situation where the outcomes were just dire in so many different ways. And from that, they rebuilt and they came out, obviously on top in so many ways that they didn't even think possible. And especially from a situation like the ones that they had, and for my situation specifically, I never thought that that's where I would be. I never thought that that was going to be something that I looked back on and it was like, damn, I'm so glad that happened. I look back now, and 9 years ago, like the best thing that ever happened to me was me hitting rock bottom. My life as I knew it kind of just crumbling around me. My personal life, my professional life, and I know it sounds crazy, and I know as you watch this, you look at me and you're like, why the frick are you smiling about this? But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing that ever happened to me was literally facing like life or death in its eyes and being like, wow, this is what rock bottom is. And I hated it, and I absolutely would never, want to go through that again. But I've said it many times, and I've said it throughout these videos, and I've said it, in my basic Decide New philosophy. If I had to do it all over again to get right back to where I am right now, where I'm smiling and I'm telling you about the best thing that ever happened in my life, was literally hitting rock bottom, I would do it all over again. I would go through the pain, I would go through the struggles, because at the end of the day, those are the experiences that I learned from. They're the reason that my life is as great as it is now, because I learned from those situations. Not only did I learn from them, but I made changes. Right? There's so many different times when we learn something, but we don't make the necessary change, and we make the same damn decision over, understanding and already knowing what the consequence is going to be and what the outcome is. So those are the things that I did. I made the changes also that were necessary for me, to be here. And being able to go through and we're on Decide New 257 today, and I started this journey almost a year ago, and I got a couple more months until these 365 videos and 365 days is complete, of telling just my story overall. And I think that it's crazy because 9 years ago I would have never thought that in 9 years I'd be telling my story in the way that I'm telling it, or going through and discussing the things that make me successful, discussing the things that I believe that make others successful, discussing the things that hopefully make individuals question themselves a little bit more in regards to what are they doing? Are they investing enough in their future? Are they setting themselves up for success? Are they making the necessary changes when they're unhappy with the way that they look, or the way they feel, or the way they act, or the amount of information they're able to obtain, and regurgitate that out to other individuals, whatever it may be. We look at ourselves and we're not always happy with what we see or what we don't see or all that. For me, explaining this and telling you my story has been the best part about it. Breaking through and finally being able to tell, that story happened to me, now, it seems like a lot longer, but 6-7 years ago, being able to finally come to the realization that I could use this as something that could help, instead of something that I felt that had to be buried deep inside of me, and I didn't want to talk about those deep dark secrets that we keep to ourselves and we hide, and the skeletons in the closet type stuff, where I was able to discuss it and use it as some type of goodness, some type of greatness. And for me, it's my motivation. It is my motivation every single day in every single way. It's the reason that that my philosophy is the way that it is. is because of the worst thing that ever happened to me, and because of that, it's literally been, the best thing that's ever happened to me. Um, uh, I just, even now, while I'm explaining it, I think back, and it's one of those things it's amazing. It's amazing to me. But at the end of the day, like I was saying at the beginning, is a lot of other individuals that are successful and way, 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 way more successful than I am currently. They had the same type of struggles in whatever way it is. And the best thing that ever happened to them, you listen to these videos and you listen to these motivational speakers explain that the best thing that ever happened to them was hitting some type of rock bottom, whatever their rock bottom was, whether that was gambling or alcohol or marriage or, going bankrupt or whatever it is, and how they came back from it and how they rebuilt. So if you're going through some type of struggle, you know what, you might hate it, what it is right now, and you might hate overall at the end of the day, how it makes you feel, but you could in 10 years or 20 years, 15, who knows, you could look back and be like, damn, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. So whatever you're going through right now, whether it's good or bad, look, you never know what the future holds for you. And I hope that if you are going through something bad, when you look back in life and you're like, wow, that wasn't that bad actually, and it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Because now, when I look back at my, my situation and me hitting rock bottom, damn, I'm amazed and I love it. I love that that's what happened to me. I love it because where I am now. And what I'm doing now and where my future is going to go. So until my next video, I know it was a little bit of a long one, but I appreciate you watching. Decide and do, and I'll talk to you soon.